Balance is so important, yet so underrated. And training for balance is essential as you get older, but at any age. Not only for athletics, but also to keep yourself from falling. Of all the balance boards I've ever used, these are the best. They're portable, and yet they give you a real dynamic experience front and back of the foot and also on the sides. If you're not used to these kind of balance boards, then some sort of stick or prop and just kind of get the experience down. Here are two boards that I think represent an easy solution. A DIY project that I'll post up there, and a same price solution that you can buy today on Amazon. This is an unsponsored review. I really feel strongly that this is going to help you out. Once you get used to having the pull down, you can just lift it up and hold it in your hand. And then get rid of the pull and just do it without. Balance is one of those things you really don't appreciate until you take a big fall. And this can happen at any age, but as you get into your 40s, your 50s, and certainly into your 60s, falling is what hurts and ultimately kills a lot of people. A year ago, I saw a Attia video where he talked about balance, and he said this is one of the best kind of tools for balance. I made this, and I'll post the video up there if you're interested in making your own, because I didn't want to pay $120 plus shipping to get one of these. I've been using this every day for over 8 months, and it's really helping out with my balance. It's kind of a fun little exercise. It's portable. You can put it in any kind of backpack, luggage. It doesn't take up a lot of space. And this design is just really holding up well. But what if you're not crafty? What if you want to get this balance capability, but you don't want to make one of your very own? I was on Amazon this week, and I might have an answer for you. This took about $20 to build if you're going to build a couple. This I got on Amazon this week. It comes with a nice little carrying case for $20. So let's go to a top-down shot and get into the details, and then we'll take this out and see if they're both good or if one is better than the other. This is my build version. It's got this material on top, very similar to this, although this is a higher quality. 1/2-inch plywood. That looks like a cheaper grade of plywood. On the back I've got tape that you put on a bathtub. Got the Velcro on there. This has got a full sheet of Velcro. It's got the same kind of grippy surface on this, on these in the back. Here, compared to the one I just bought, 3/4 inch, quarter round I glued together. This is just plywood, shaved down on either side. This has got a semicircle, and this is more blocky. This is taller, 1.5 times as much. This comes in a nice travel bag. You got a little instruction booklet, which is nice. Mine doesn't come with an instruction booklet. I had to figure it all out on my own. But there's a whole bunch of exercises in here. That's good. You got a full piece of Velcro here. This looks like it's been stapled. Mine was glued. My Velcro is 150% of what this is. Do you need that? I don't know. I'm an engineer, so I have a tendency to over-design things. The same kind of configuration. I mean, really? You're going to do that? This has actually been coated and sealed to some extent, sanded. This has kind of got a more blocky look. This has got a more rounded look. It's got a little ding here. Mine, I've actually run a hole through it, made it really strong halfway through, and then pulled the paracord. This is 500-pound paracord, and knotted it on both ends. This looks like it's been glued in, and I've heard some comments by some people this can pull out. I'm not going to pull on it too much. We'll just give it a test and see how it does. Here's mine, here's theirs. Mine's a little bigger. I did mine off of looking at pictures on the internet, and this is probably what they all size-wise look like. When I made mine, I thought about putting this little angle in here, but I thought that was going to be a little too complicated, and they have angles here on the side. So I decided instead to just keep it blocky like this and just have a little more room. You can see this is a little shorter piece of cord here. That doesn't look like paracord. It looks like a little lower grade nylon cord. Since I made this build, I first laid in the grippy tape, put it on the seam. On the fixed base, it doesn't seem to be a problem, but on the rolling or the pivot base, ripping at the seam here, so I ended up taping it over like this, and it's worked great. Let's take both of these to the other part of the house where there is a tile floor and carpeting, and I'll show you the differences between the two. If you've never done a balance board, or certainly a version like this, you want to start on carpeting. It's a little more giving, absorbing. It's easier to learn. If you're more athletic and have a higher degree of balance, then maybe you can start on the tile. I'm going to start on carpeting. I've got the configuration pretty much the same for both, and we're just going to go through and do this thing. Do both of these work? Yeah. Let's move them up here. So what I'm trying to do here is stay out of the seam of the tile. So I'll line them up, get on there. Surprisingly, I thought the blockiness of the bottom was going to be a factor on this one. No, not really. They're both pretty good. Okay, swap them around, do the opposite foot. I don't think it's going to make much difference, but the curved bottom on mine is a little more fluid, but just a little bit. Here's the verdict. Which one do I like better? This one that I made. It's a higher quality, but functionality, they're pretty much the same. I thought the height would be a factor. It's not really. The boxiness of the section here compared to the roundness, I prefer the roundness, but it's a little harder to do and learn than the boxiness because you can just pause on the top. But after a while, if you're pivoting back and forth, it's pretty much the same. The height's not that big of a deal. You get a nice bag with this and an exercise book. The exercise book itself, worth a couple bucks. The bag, a couple bucks. It just helps keep everything together. Portability wise, there you go. Would I buy this again if I didn't have this? Yeah. These are just my thoughts and ideas to help you decide whether this product is something you would want. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in evaluations of all sorts of sports gear, making and breaking things, designs of all kinds, home repairs, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe, because you never know what kind of life-saving tools you might see.